In the year 2055, a company called Time Safari lets people go back in time to hunt dinosaurs. They make sure hunters stay on a special path and only kill dinosaurs that would have died naturally, so they don't mess up history. Today, Dr. Travis and some employees are guiding a father and his daughter on a dinosaur hunt. Everyone wears special suits that track their health and record the whole trip. Travis reminds the group that their guns won't work until he shoots first. Soon, they hear a loud roar and feel the ground shake as a huge dinosaur runs toward them. The clients are scared and want to shoot, but Travis makes them wait. Finally, when the dinosaur gets close, they all fire together and bring it down. The dinosaur falls into a swamp, and they head back to the present. At a party, the company's boss, Charles, shows a recording of the hunt. But Dr. Travis stays in his lab to work on Tammy, the machine's artificial intelligence. Charles drags Travis to the party, hoping he'll impress the guests. Just then, Dr. Sonia bursts in, spraying red wine on everyone and shouting that Time Safari is dangerous. Security pulls her away, but Travis follows her outside. Sonia tells him that she invented the time travel tech, but Charles tricked her out of her patent. She warns Travis that messing with time will ruin the future, but he thinks it's safe since they only hunt dinosaurs that were about to die. Back at the lab, an employee accidentally drops a container of liquid nitrogen bullets, which are used in the hunting guns. The container breaks, but he doesn't realize the nitrogen is leaking onto Travis's gun. The next day, two new clients, Christian and Ted, arrive for a hunt. Charles is surprised when Travis mentions that Sonia developed the technology. Travis teaches them about the guns, which use special bullets that disappear after use, so nothing is left behind in the past. After getting ready, they enter the time machine. Lights spin around them, and soon they appear in the past. Walking along the artificial path, Ted gets scared by a butterfly and tries to shoot it, but his gun doesn't work yet. When they reach the hunting spot, a dinosaur appears, but Travis's gun malfunctions, which means the other guns don't work either. Marcus, one of the employees, tries to fix it while Travis distracts the dinosaur with a flashlight. The dinosaur chases Travis down the path, nearly catching him. Marcus finally fixes the gun and throws it to Travis, who shoots the dinosaur just in time. Jenny, the client's daughter, catches the flashlight before it falls off the path. They think everything went smoothly and head back to the present. Once they return, the clients are upset and want to sue Charles because their experience was scarier than expected. But Charles calms them down, saying they now have a unique story to tell, which makes them special. Outside, a strange wind blows through the city, and the power briefly goes out. The next day, the weather gets hotter, and news reports say fish are dying on the beaches. Scientists notice a rise in UV radiation, and even Travis's houseplant suddenly blooms. On his way to work, he sees a crowd looking at a wall that a strong plant has broken through. Later, Travis and his team take new clients back to the past, only to find the dinosaur they killed before is still lying dead. Suddenly, a volcano erupts in the distance, and they all run back through the portal just in time. In the present, they discuss what went wrong and assume Tammy missed their arrival time by a few minutes, but Tammy insists she brought them to the correct moment. Clay, who works for the government, decides to close the lab until they can investigate. He plans to report everything to the authorities, ignoring Charles's attempts to convince him otherwise. Soon, agents arrive to shut down Tammy and inspect the lab, trying to understand the true effects of their time-traveling hunts. Travis feels sure that something went wrong on their last trip, but his boss, Charles, doesn't believe him. Travis leaves in a cab, but on the way, a hole suddenly opens in the street. Another car falls in, and his cab swerves, crashing into some tables outside a cafe. Luckily, everyone jumps out of the way, and Travis is okay. He looks closer at the hole and realizes it's caused by fast-growing plants breaking through the ground. Later, Travis goes to Sonia's apartment. When he gets there, he sees plants covering the hallway door. People are angry, blaming Sonia for the plants spreading everywhere. Sonia opens her door with a frustrated look and even threatens the neighbors to make them leave. Travis tries talking to her, but she ignores him. As he's leaving, Travis spots a garden supply truck delivering plants to Sonia. He grabs one of the deliveries and pretends to be a delivery worker so he can get inside. Once he's in, he sees Sonia's apartment is packed with plants. When she realizes it's Travis, she tells him she was expecting him. Sonia takes Travis upstairs and shows him a strange time wave, a clear wave that spreads over the city. Suddenly, they hear screams outside. A neighbor is covered in bugs that are crawling into the hallway. More bugs rush into Sonia's apartment, even climbing up her body. Travis throws a fertilizer bag on the floor for Sonia to stand on, then breaks a water pipe to spray water on the bugs, opening a path to escape. But the water hits an oxygen tank and makes a spark, so they have to run and jump out of the building as the tanks explode. They land safely on a giant tree that has suddenly grown outside. When they look around, they see the whole city looks destroyed. Sonia explains that changing something in the past is causing the future to slowly change in waves, starting with plants, then animals, and eventually people. She warns that the changes might make some creatures stronger or others extinct. Travis and Sonia go back to Time Safari, the company, with a plan to travel back to when the mistake happened and stop it. At first, Clay, a government officer, won't allow it, but Charles convinces him to give them a chance. They turn on Tammy, the time machine, and Sonia sets it up carefully to avoid more mistakes. Travis steps into the machine, but instead of going to the dinosaur age, he appears in a desert where a group of Native Americans nearly run over him while escaping the time wave. Travis quickly crosses back to the present and warns the team, but it's too late. The wave hits the lab, breaking machines and shutting off power. Plants have taken over the lab, and outside, the whole city is covered in greenery. Sonia realizes that time waves are making rings around the past, and they're now outside those rings. The team reviews the recording of the last hunt, trying to find the mistake. After hours, they see that they returned from the past weighing 1.3 grams more, meaning something was brought back. The biofilter, which stops anything from coming through the portal, should have caught it. But Charles admits he turned it off to save money. The team scans all their gear but finds nothing, meaning the item is likely in the client's suits. Finally, Sonia comes up with a plan. She'll send Travis to a time before the mistake so he can slingshot to the right moment. Travis will have only 20 seconds to fix things, so the team decides to find the client's suits first. They gear up and head out into the city, where strange, evolved creatures roam. As they cross a park, they see strange cobwebs and hear roars. Suddenly, a thorny vine wraps around Marcus, stabbing him with poison. The team frees him, but Marcus can barely move. They continue through the park, chased by reptilian baboons. Marcus stays behind, bravely distracting the creatures to let his friends escape. He dies, thinking of his loved ones, as the baboons close in on him. Travis and the team finally find Ted, one of the clients, fighting with a neighbor over a fire in his apartment. Ted swears he didn't leave the path during the hunt. They check his suit and find nothing, so he tells them where to find Christian, the other client. They head to Christian's office downtown, taking a car to avoid creatures in the city. At Christian's building, they find strange vines and people driven mad by poison. After dodging attacks from others, they reach Christian, who is also affected by the poison. When they finally get to him, Christian panics and ends up taking his own life. Searching his apartment, they find a butterfly stuck to his boot. He must have stepped on it during the trip, bringing it back and causing all the changes. Travis and Sonia rush back to the car, where Jenny and Lucas are fighting off large flying beasts. The team hurries, ready to take one last trip to fix the future before it's too late. The team speeds away in the car, but flying creatures chase after them. They break the rear window, and Jenny and Lucas fire back through the opening and even through the ceiling. A few creatures fall, but one manages to tear through the roof and grabs Lucas, carrying him off. Feeling hopeless, the team races forward just as the next time wave hits, sending the car crashing straight into the company's front entrance. Thankfully, they're not hurt. They rush into the lab, which is now overgrown with plants and without power. The floor is flooded, and they find Charles dead in the water. Sonia realizes she can't fix anything without power but grabs Tammy's hard drive and says she has another portal at her old university lab. Travis searches for his suit and finds Clay hiding from baboons sleeping on the ceiling. Clay at first refuses to join them, but when he tries to follow after they leave, the baboons hear him and surround him. Meanwhile, Sonia and Travis enter the subway and walk along the flooded tracks, unaware that a creature is following them. They come across a wrecked train and decide to go inside to cross it, only to find the door is locked. Suddenly, the ceiling breaks, trapping them as water fills the train. An aquatic creature crashes through the window, grabbing Jenny and pulling her away. As the car fills with water, Travis and Sonia dive in, and Travis fires his gun, but it's out of bullets. He grabs a knife, stabbing the creature in the eye. Just as it tries to drag him toward its mouth, more debris falls, crushing the beast. Sonia pulls an unconscious Travis to the surface, and they escape the station. They reach the university, but the garden is full of baboons. They lock the doors behind them, but the baboons begin climbing the building to reach the windows. In the lab, Sonia gets Tammy up and running on a backup generator as the baboons pound on the doors. Travis steps into the machine, and Sonia sends him back just as the final wave hits, transforming her into a strange creature. The time travel maneuver works, and Travis avoids the time waves, returning to the moment of the hunt. He catches Jenny's attention and warns her that the biofilter is off and that no one should touch the recording except him. Then, he rushes down the path and pulls Christian back, stopping him from stepping on the butterfly. Christian shouts as Travis fades from the past, watching as the timeline corrects itself. In the present, Jenny tells Clay to turn on the biofilter, and they see the butterfly fly away. When they return, everything is back to normal. Travis leaves work and visits Sonia, giving her the recording that proves the company's wrongdoing. The city, at last, is safe and unchanged. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel for more movie recap.